In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night. Hi, I'm
Hello
Katie.
there. I'm Ty, and Nellie is going ham biscuits on my lap again. There we go.
She's like being demanding. I have food poisoning. Yay.
She's had it for...
since Tuesday.
Tuesday?
And yesterday was okay. I flew, but my stomach was still messed up. And now today I'm just not feeling great. And so I'm just...
Well, I don't think she has food poisoning because she can still eat. When you have food poisoning, you can't eat or
Not
drink.
all of it's the same, babe.
It's the same, but her stomach is fucked. Let's just say that.
Anyway, so I'm probably dying. But that's how my week's going. How's your week going? I told him to open that
My
before.
week is going terrible. Went to Vegas this past few days and didn't win a damn thing. Like literally probably gambled like $500-600 and like came out negative $600. I think the only one we won twice and it was like maybe $100. Because we both hit I think 20 or 17, so we both made money on it. And then on the slot machine, which I never played slots, but I was like, well, roulette's not working. Let me play slots. I played it, and I think the most I won was like $70.
It was not a lot.
70 or 80 or something like that, and that's it. That's all I can. That's all the winnings we had. So if I would have kept it, then we would have been up like $170. But that's it.
It is what it is. But we went on the helicopter ride and then a neon museum ride. Neon
Museum was interesting. I wouldn't say it was like crazy, super fun, but it was definitely informative. And like the light show at the end the music was badass, and the show was like cool. It just kind of give you like a representation of what the lights looked like when they were up back then.
It was really weird how they would, like how the lights it would go through something but not hit that actual thing. It was really random. So it was really cool how that was. I was just like, the Neon Museum was really informative and everything, but it was just not what I was expecting. I just kind of wanted to go around and take pictures. I didn't need a walkthrough.
Yeah.
I could have read plaques.
A guide.
Yeah, the guide was cool, but
she was cool.
I just was not, I'm not a guide type of person. I like to go about my business and go at my own pace, because if something's not interesting to me, I don't want to sit in the 100-degree heat.
Well, that's why she was keeping it short and sweet. I mean, we were moving definitely quick, because they were like, oh, yeah, the show's like 45 minutes to an hour, and I think it was definitely quicker than that.
Well, then they have to make it to the Brilliant show, so.
Yeah.
And then we went to Hell's Kitchen on Monday, which was delicious.
That was freaking phenomenal.
I slightly think they forgot my meal because I was sitting there for a while without it. And Hell's Kitchen is like notorious for not sending things out when it's not complete. And so I'm sitting there without food and I'm just like,
oh, yeah.
That was pretty funny. But
yeah, well, I waited until wifey got her food until I ate. But yeah, she was sitting there for a minute without food. And then, but it was delicious though. Like our friends got 2 sirloins, and they got mac and cheese. No, it was a sirloin.
Was it? Oh, I don't know.
Or it might have been a filet mignon. I don't know.
I don't know the difference.
They got 2 filet mignons, I think, with mac and cheese, and then mashed potatoes, and then I got their freaking delicious ass beef Wellington. Wifey got beef Wellington, but I got a side of green beans with like bacon bits in it, and it was like thick cut bacon bits. Oh my God, it was to die for. I would stab someone in the leg for sure for it.
Yeah, it was really good, and so that was awesome. And it's expensive, but it wasn't as expensive as I was thinking it was.
Like the beef Wellington was like by itself was $69.99.
But if you did the 3-course, it was like $89.95.
Yeah, it was $89.95.
And like you get an appetizer, which I got the scallops, and those were really delicious. And then I got the what's it called, beef Wellington, and then we got a dessert. I ate most of it, but I'm not a dessert person.
She ate like majority of it. Like there was a quarter left. Like it was really good. Like it was kind of like their version of, I guess, like bread pudding. Oh my God, it was probably the best bread pudding I ever had. I wish it was bigger, but it was really good. And I wouldn't say it had dairy in it, but it had like, I guess, butter, which yes is dairy, but for some reason butter doesn't bother me because the beef Wellington had butter, and the dessert had butter, and I was peachy. I was able to drink afterwards. My stomach didn't get fucked up, unless what was supposed to happen to me happened to wifey.
Well, we went to like a breakfast place, and I had eggs and some like breakfast potatoes that I was like saving for later because I always get hungry, and so I think it was that stuff that made my stomach.
Yeah, she ate it after like drinking, and it was like 2 a.m, and I think it might have been the eggs with the cheese, because like some cheeses she's able to eat and some cheese she's not.
But it didn't make me sick earlier in the day. But I don't know. Anyway,
I don't think you really had that much of the eggs in, because you had a lot of eggs left. You might have had like a bite or something.
I ate the toast, and then I had some like bacon or sausage.
Yeah, like there was still a lot of eggs and a lot of potatoes. So yeah, maybe it was the eggs, and when you ate them later, it just got to you.
Well, anyway, so I feel like crap. So if I'm not as perky as normal, that's the reason why.
That's the reason why. She's feeling great.
Yeah, and so like we had our dogs boarded with this babysitter, and she was like, when we first dropped them off, she was very
concerned and scared.
Yeah, standoffish. Like she wasn't interacting with the dogs, which was really weird. And I'm like, oh god, like this is not going to go well. But apparently it like went better. But she liked Lala the best, of course. Fifi was her second favorite. And then Arrow, she kept on calling her Creeper, which I like started to get offended by, because he is creepy, but it's like he's a puppy. Like they're going to do weird shit.
Just like Nella's being a freaking creeper right now. She's underneath the table staring at me. That was scary. I just like looked down and see these beaming eyes at me. Yeah, she said she misses them already, but she was like, "Oh, I'm glad that she's like, I'm pretty sure they're happy being back with y'all." So like she liked them, but it was just at very first it was because they were at the door, and then one of her dog and then her dog said she was sitting, like both came at the door really quickly. So like our dogs started freaking out, and their dogs were freaking out. So anyway, it would turn out to be good. No one got hurt. Our dogs are safe. They're happy, and they slept like all night last night. So I guess they played a shit ton. So that was good. Yeah. But Fifi still has her skin thing going on, her skin allergy that I'm going to try to get her some help when we get some moolahs. So,
but we've been treating her with stuff, so it's not like we're neglecting her or anything. But
yeah, we've been trying to do things we think would help, but so far it's only like tamed it, maybe hasn't actually like helped it. So I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out. But anywho, hope y'all are having a great week and get this show on the roadies.
All right, so I hope you had time to watch Superbad. It was an oldie but a goodie. One of my favorites. It's like a
classic now, I would say.
It is, but if it came out nowadays, it would be offensive to everybody and their mom.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
It wouldn't have ran. So, but are you going to read it or do you want me to?
I always read it.
I always ask because some days you struggle.
So, the movie is Superbad. That's one word. Oh, excuse me. And it got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. It got an 87% on Rotten Potatoes. And it got a 76% on Metacritic.
Oh, we didn't say synopsis or synopsi.
Because I'm not to that yet. And it got a 91% Google users like this movie. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
So now to the synopsis. Peni. Two inseparable best friends navigate the last weeks of high school and are invited to a gigantic house party. Together with their nerdy friend, they spend a long day trying to score enough alcohol to supply the party and inebriate. Inebriate.
Inebriate.
I've never seen that word before. Two girls in order to kickstart their sex lives before...
Oh, inebriate. Make them drunk.
Oh, okay. Why can't they just fucking put drunk? Kickstart their sex lives before they go off to college. Their quest is complicated after one of them falls into... Jeez Louise. Their quest is complicated after one of them falls into two inept cops who are determined to show him a good time. Jesus, that last sentence was terrible for me. Release date was August 17, 2007. Director is Greg Mataloa. Box office 170.8 million. And yeah, so we got Jonah Hill as Seth, my boy Jonah. Michael Sarah as Evan. And we got my boy Seth Rogen. We got Christopher Mintz, looks like Please, but Palace as Fogel. He looks like the same, except he has a beard now. We got Emma Stone, who looks the same. And then Martha McIsaac. It's an interesting name. Oh, okay, she does have a last name that Aviva, it didn't show it on the movie, but it shows it here as Nikolai. Aviva Boonin, whatever.
Oh.
It's the redhead with the G string.
Oh my god.
That McLovin was so in
I
love
was
with.
in another movie, and I just can't remember. I think I want to say I know what it is, but I don't know. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to look right now. Anyway, so overall, that was our movie. Yeah, let's jump right into it, I guess.
Well, hell yeah.
So it starts off with Jonah Hill as Seth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always mix them up because they're such basic names.
It's Seth. Seth and...
Because I was thinking Seth. I thought his name was Seth, but then I was like, wait, no, they wouldn't have Seth in it and have Seth Rogen playing it. And that was really weird to me, so...
I mean, they could, but he'd just be playing himself.
It would just be funny if they just named Seth Rogen Seth, like Officer Seth.
Yeah, Officer Seth.
So we start off the movie with Jonah Hill as Seth going to Michael Cera Mist?
Michael just Sierra.
Sarah, I think it's Sarah.
Sera.
Who's Evan's house to be picked up, but he calls him and he discusses, what do you remember the topic? What porn he was going to subscribe to.
Oh, I didn't hear the porn part. That's when I was making the foodies.
Oh, yeah. He was discussing, I was like, yeah, but you get like subgenres too. And it's like Asians and Latinas.
Which one was he going to subscribe to?
I think it was Vag Voyager.
Oh, Vagtastic?
No, Vag Voyager.
Oh.
And so then Evan was like, wait, you can't do that because your parents will get the bill. So you have to make it so, like, not so obvious. And he was like, Power of 10 or something.
Power of 10?
Or Power 10. I have never heard of that either. But I was...
What is that a porn thing?
Yeah, it's a porn thing, but it was...
Power 10? What the...
And so that's really funny. And I just wonder if kids do that now, is to subscribe to all these, like, porn sites, but they have to make sure they don't sound...
I'm pretty sure kids nowadays are not smart enough to do that. So they would probably just subscribe to it normally and then get in trouble.
Or their parents get them a credit card and they just do whatever the fuck they want with it.
I mean, kids like 5 years old, 2 years old have cell phones nowadays. So
I don't understand that. That's stunning their brain.
Yep.
That's why we're fucked, people. Stop giving your children fucking everything they want.
I mean, I guess it's like...
It's okay to hit your kids.
A good thing because a kid has a phone, so like something happens, they can call. But
that's why you microchip them.
Exactly.
Dogs get it. Look at Lala. She's not lost.
Or just know where they are at all times. But then that could be kind of hard too. They could
chain them in the backyard on a leash.
Or that. Or I got a great idea.
Make them a train. Put a drug in it.
And tie them the fuck up.
There we go. Parenting 101.
And then you always know where they are.
Lala's like, what's happening?
We can be great parents.
Either they're going to be really awesome or they're going to be totally fucked up in the next like major serial killer next to Bundy.
Well, at least they'll be famous.
But it's kind of the attitude that started happening, I guess, in 2000s, where I keep on calling him. Oh, it is Seth. I keep on wanting to call him Seth, but that's actually right. Or you can just
call him by his real name, Jonah Hill.
Where Seth parks in the teacher's parking lot, and he's like, I don't give a fuck about them. And then he goes and gets a Red Bull, and I'm just like, that's kind of the attitude kids are having these days in school, where they just don't give a fuck, and they think the teachers are there to, like, wait on them hand and foot.
Well, that's why he got a shit towed. Did you notice he never got his car back?
Yeah. Because he can't, because he's going to get in trouble.
Why would he get in trouble?
Because his parent... Did you not pay attention to the movie at all? Because his parents like, oh man, we can't go back to my house because then my parents will know I got my car shit towed and I'll get in trouble. Did you not hear that?
I didn't hear that part.
Anyway, so that is like the bullshit. I don't know. I really think we need to bring back corporal punishment back into schools because as a teacher, we should be able to beat the kids if they're being assholes.
I mean, you can't say beat, but spank. Yes. When I was growing up, I got spanked in junior high.
When I was an English teacher in Korea, I couldn't do corporal punishment, so I had to be creative.
Well, yeah, because you can't spank kids anymore.
We could when we first got there, but then they had a rule like 2 or 3 months after I was there that you can't.
Well, I'm sure some people will probably go overboard with that too and like go ham biscuits.
A teacher used to like bring around a ruler and like she had the worst class. I felt so bad for her. She would put she would scream hands out in Korean and then she would like hit it with a whole like a yardstick. It was crazy.
My gym teacher would spank us. I remember him like there was some kid being bad in gym class and just kept like talking or whatever they were doing. I can't fully remember. I just remember he took him into his office, closed the door, and like spanked him with a paddle. And like you can hear this kid like screaming because this was like a pretty big gym teacher. And he was like beat this kid.
Was that like an S&M paddle?
I don't know. No, it was just like a wooden long paddle. And my freaking brother made one too. He made like a hard plastic paddle with holes in it. Can't believe he did that. But I was a good kid, so it's all right. I only got spanked once.
I think you needed to get spanked more.
Why?
I don't know. To be more aware.
Aware of what?
Your surroundings a little bit.
I'm very aware of my surroundings, which is why I always in restaurants like to sit facing the door so I can see what's happening or face the restaurant. I cannot have my back to a restaurant.
Going back to the movie. So going back to how teens suck nowadays, like I was watching a video a while ago about this kid throwing M&Ms at his teacher, and the kid got in the teacher's face and was screaming at her. I was like,
so that's when you get an uppercut.
I would not give a fuck. I would beat the shit out of a kid. If you're a kid and you act like that, swear to God, I would beat the shit out of you. Like, I don't give a fuck. I will lose my job. I will not lose my respect. Like, fuck you. That is my personal message to you assholes out there who acted like that as children.
Watch these kids like, well, I'll throw M&Ms in her face. Mm-hmm. Should I test it? Should I test it, y'all? Should I throw M&Ms in wifey's face? See what happens. Done and done. Continue.
Do you want to die?
It can be on Patreon.
And then they see me beat the shit out of you. It's great.
It'll be on Patreon.
And I'm not feeling great, so you're getting beat by a sick person.
Well, I wouldn't do it now. Avi. I would do it when you're better, which is like never. So.
Yeah, I feel like shit all the time.
Yep.
So they're still in the, like, I want to go back to when they're in the gas station. He likes his rope. Leave him alone. Sorry, Arrow's chewing
He's
on
like
a rope.
eating his rope.
It's like fruit by the foot.
Jesus.
He's
Bud,
cute.
can you not eat that rope, dude?
He's so cute, though.
Oh, look, he's just like looking at me. Hey, bud.
He'll come over. Don't look at him. Oh, no.
He's moving. He's getting closer.
Shit. Somebody call the cops. No, just kidding. Don't. You don't know where we live. We live at... No, just kidding. So what they're looking at porn in the gas station, and Evan is just saying how the fact, oh, I'm so jealous of girls because they can just flaunt it and they don't have to be embarrassed and guys can't. And I'm like, girls have to be embarrassed because if they're not perfect or beautiful, they're going to be like, wow, that looks so fucking ugly, you're fat, blah, blah, blah. So that is the reason why you get those pretty skinny girls who are definitely photoshopped.
Yeah, who are fake as fuck? No.
And so...
I think that's even worse.
Yeah, but some days I'm just like, meh, I wouldn't mind a push-up.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Like, I was talking to a guy at work about that the other day. It was like there's so many fake people in this world, but then you get these people who have like their face done and their boobs done and their ass done or legs done, because that's a thing nowadays. And then they sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm not a fake person. I'm, as real as it gets. What? considering all the shit that's on their body is fake.
If I get my results back on Monday for like my blood test and I cannot lose weight, I'm getting liposuction, and I don't want you to call me fake because that's not fair.
Oh, I'm not. That's different.
That's not fair.
That's different. I'm saying like surgeries like to, change their appearance. Like, oh, I don't like the way my face looks.
The Real Housewives of every county.
That's ridiculous. And then they dye their hair blonde or they dye it red or.
I used to dye my hair. Like, it was fun.
I like red hair or blue or pink or whatever like that. But I think when you go to blonde, like that's just if you're a brunette or dark haired and you want to go to blonde, I mean, it's like
brunette or dark hair.
I don't know how to say
that's
black
the same
hair.
thing.
No, there's black hair. There's a brunette.
Brunette and black haired. I don't know. It just came out funny. Sorry.
Oh, I said brunette and dark haired.
Yes.
Is that the same? No?
It's like dark time.
Dark time. It's not nighttime. It's dark time.
One time I was like, I couldn't think of the word night because I struggle with words. Sometimes my brain just goes like out, as you probably have well known, because I'll be sitting here trying to talk and I'm just like Benjamin Button. One was, I was sitting here like, what's the word? I could not think of it, but I forgot. Anyway, there was like a part of it. And then I was sitting there talking to him and I was like, oh, dark time. And he's like, dark time? What's that? And I was like,
I always say dark time.
Well, now I started it.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I did.
I don't know about all that.
Suck it. Like
manager special.
You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you and your fucking face.
Wow.
Looks like you can take a dick, man.
Maybe I can.
That's a saying in the movie. So if you haven't watched it, that actually is a saying.
Well, who's he say it to?
Remember they were walking back to school and they were talking about Becca and he was like, you just should get with her. It just looks like she could take a dick. Like
she could take a dick. Yeah, that's right.
That's awful. That's awful.
I like how he hates Becca because she's the one who ratted him out by drawing dicks, but yet like she's gonna end up dating his best friend and like.
Okay,
I don't even know if she even remembers it.
Maybe okay. So I was gonna question that because she ratted him out, but I think it was just because she was a fourth grader who didn't know any better
and saw this huge throbbing, dingling,
veiny
hairy
monster of a dick on this piece of paper. It was
like a Ron Jeremy dingling.
She was like, she was just picking it up and giving it to him. She wanted to see what it was. And
she's like, turns it around and she's like, starts screaming.
I mean, should she have screamed? No. But
no, she shouldn't have. She shouldn't even know what that is at that age.
I know, but they probably do.
She should have thought it was like sausage with like.
Kids are getting like pregnant when they're like 9 now, right?
Yeah, well.
That's scary as fuck.
That's on the parents, I think.
That's on the hormones that are put in chicken.
I mean, I'm almost 37 and I haven't gotten anybody pregnant, so.
That we know of.
At least that we know of, yeah.
I'm like looking at this like random like gorgeous
all of a sudden I start getting calls like
this redheaded white kid comes up and like, Daddy!
Redheaded like light brown kid.
No, not light brown, just super white, like pasty.
And then that definitely would not be mine.
I just think it would be funny. Can I just enjoy it?
It would be like a me, myself, and Irene situation going on there.
Those are not your kids, dude.
Yeah. They're black.
So we go to the school and they're in classes and I just enjoy Evan being awkward. Like,
he is so awkward.
There are kids like that. I want to say he has Asperger's just a little bit. He's Asperger-y.
I don't know what that means.
Asperger's.
Told me, but I don't remember.
It's like people thought I had it just because I have no filter, but that's just
do.
Cool. But Asperger's is where, like, socially you're not inept to, like, you have no filter. You just say what you want. You don't, like, there's...
Oh, no, you don't have Asperger's. Maybe to me you do.
Because I can.
Because you don't say things without thinking to random people. To their face, at least. Maybe not to their face. But that's not Asperger's.
So he's just really awkward. And Becca gave him so many chances to... Gave Evan so many chances to ask her out.
No, she was asking him out. That was
I
the
would
sad
really like to
part.
go on one of your crazy nights. Oh yeah, it's so
Exactly.
funny.
And he was like, oh yeah, me and Seth were like, and she just like gave this look like, this motherfucker.
He doesn't understand. Like, but no, the thing is, she was giving an opening for him to ask her out, but he didn't take that opening.
But she was, oh well,
No, yeah, she didn't ask him out. She was just like, I would like to go, and she was like,
waiting for it, like hint, hint, hint. He didn't, because they both think that there's like these hot women do not want to date them because they're nerdy and dressed dumb. And
my tip to everybody: if somebody's like talking to you and not like being a bitch, they might like you. Might as well. Just
or
ask them.
sometimes they're just being nice.
Or they can be,
Because
but
you know what I mean? You know, like a few years ago, that was like this whole big thing because there was like all these women that kept coming out and were like, oh, I was just being nice to a guy in this mall. And like all of a sudden he like thought I was trying to date him. And why don't all guys think like that? Just because I'm being nice to him doesn't mean I'm trying to date him or fuck him.
so, but it's hard because it's women get like the short end of the stick because if we're nice to you, we want to date you instantly. We have no say in it, or we could just be nice people, which is true. But if we're a bitch to you, you call us bitches and get violent at us. But if we're nice to you and then we say we don't want to date you, then you'll get violent at us. So what are we fucking supposed to do?
Those are just guys being retarded.
That is the majority of the world, babe.
That's just the majority of the world in general, not guys or girls, both collectively.
So when
Collective.
like guys get violent at you because you don't want to date them, that is not on you, ladies. Like, fuck men. Like, fuck you guys. Like, you guys think we owe you something? We don't owe you shit. Get off.
Wow.
I'm over it.
So aggressive today. Is it because you're sick?
Probably.
Jesus.
So
See, look, Lala's trying to comfort you. And then she walked away.
she loves you more. But not get late with me all day. So that's not a normal
good.
thing. I have a little bit
Our pygmy cat that doesn't like to like cuddle with anyone, who hates everyone. She's been cuddling with wifey lately. Probably because she knows you're sick.
probably knows I'm dying. So want to go back to Seth drawing dicks. We mentioned this at both at almost the same time. He's really good at drawing.
He is really good at drawing, at least dicks. I don't know if he can
but
draw
like
anything else.
the details around it too, like a dick on a rocket ship, a dick on a horse,
I like the
a
one
dick
at
as
the
a
end.
robot,
It was like
dick as a double helix.
was
Like,
like
that's not easy.
a dick getting open heart surgery with like two dick doctors cut them. You didn't see it because you went to the restroom. That was my favorite one.
Like, that is not easy drawing. Like,
That was pretty fucking dope.
so
Granted, I'm pretty sure he
there you
didn't actually draw
go,
it, but
kid on Superbad. You can be a drawer.
you can be a drawer. You can be a famous dick drawer.
Yes. So we go to the baking class, which I find really weird what they were baking. I forgot what it's called, but I don't want to say it's
Meth?
no. Yes.
I knew it. Freaking, I called
Home ec. That's what they're going to teach you guys.
it bacon crack.
Let's make some meth. So they were cooking this like pie thing that had cookies around it. I forgot what it's called, and it has chocolate on top. And Seth and Jules' cake pie thing was fucked up. But then Evan and I forgot the kid's name. Like, he put like flour on his face like a cat.
Yeah.
Theirs is gorgeous and like professional looking.
Well, because they're professional cooks, you know?
And so there you go. Evan, you can be a cook.
And plus, Seth was just behind Emma Stone. I can't remember her.
Jules.
He was just behind her making like sexual innuendos.
Innuendos. Into windows. That's another thing that's said wrong, people. So, we go to Fogel.
McLovin,
McLovin.
not Fogel. McLovin.
This kid is, it hurts me. He's so awkward.
But he's had the best freaking time in the movie.
At the beginning, he was so awkward and scared, and he's like, I'm like, okay, you need to stop.
He did take a punch, though.
He did, but not like a champ because he fell.
His feet came off the ground.
Like the cashier was like, not today. No, this is not, forget this. And she walks away.
I like how the cops, they're like, was he like me or was he like like, and they're pointing at her, and she's like, "A woman?"
Were they like us?
Yeah, were they like us or African?
African? No, they were like you.
Oh, so Jewish.
African Jew.
African Jew. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh, that's so racist.
I like how they didn't want to say it. They're like, were they like us?
But I think they were in their stupidity trying to be respectful.
Oh shit.
And just Fogel did not have the luck. He was unlucky at the beginning because if all went through, he probably would have walked away with the alcohol. They would have made it to the party early, and everybody would have
been happy.
Everybody would have got boned. But
not Jules, because he would have gotten drunk.
Maybe not. They could have been talking and having a good time,
sure.
and then
maybe
that
he
could
wouldn't
have
have drank it all.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who would know?
They could have started dating
so it's
that
a
night.
Sliding doors situation.
I know, right? I mean, I'm sure he wanted to slide in her door.
Why did you open your legs? Like he repositioned himself and he has his legs like splayed out like a fucking gymnast.
He wants to slide in her door. He kept talking about the whole movie, you know?
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Anywho.
So they look at the McLovin's ID. And you get those people who look like future pedophiles.
He definitely looked like a future pedophile. 100%.
You can't grow out of that. Sorry, dude.
Like, even now, even when it is like his mugshot that I saw when I looked up the cast, he still looks like
mugshot? He got.
I mean, not mugshot. Shit, his what is it when you're an actress? Some shot, photo
headshot.
Headshot. There we go. His headshot. He has like a little peach fuzz beard. He still looks like he's a pedophile.
I don't know if we can say that over it. Please don't sue us.
Yeah, don't sue us.
We love you. You're a great actor.
Yeah, you're awesome.
So my like legit question to you is, if you had to get a fake ID, what would your single name be? You can't have two names. You can't have first and last name.
Sexy. They said someone had a fake ID with the name of fuck. So.
No, but that's a last name and that's an actual Thai last name.
How is that someone's actual last name?
Because they're from Thailand. They're
Fuck.
Thai. Yes, I knew some people who had the last name fuck.
Well, then perfect. I'm sure there's a sexy last name out there somewhere, or sexy. I'm sure, 100%.
So, but you have to spell it Seckie.
Sure. However you got to spell it to make it work. But that would be my one name, sexy.
I don't know what I would do.
How are you gonna ask me? But then you don't.
I thought I was gonna have more time.
Oh, you asked me because you thought I was gonna think for an hour.
Yeah, you literally pulled that out like a fucking rabbit out of a fucking hat. Jesus Christ.
I thought I was gonna have more time. Jesus. Oh man. I mean, normally it does take me forever, but I was like waiting for the day you would ask me what my single name would be.
I wouldn't say like either, but I'm gonna have a first and last name just because it'll be funny. Destruction.
Destruction?
Destruction.
Oh, I was like, I don't get it. Jesus.
Or chaos, but it's Kaus or Kaous.
Chaos. That's a good one.
I like that.
I like chaos.
That's just.
But yeah, maybe I can take chaos and you can take destruction.
Mine.
What?
I came up with it. You could have come up with it, but you said sexy. So that's on you.
Because sexy's awesome. That's why.
Okay. Anyway.
Rude.
Well, you got that faster than I thought. So I'm very shocked. So they get a list throughout the school day, and they provide Fogel with this list to get the alcohol booze. But that fucking list is definitely way more expensive than $100.
Nowadays, yeah. But this is back in 2007 when things were not that expensive.
Inflation hasn't hit, and we didn't go through a recession yet.
Like, this was 3 years after I graduated, so I was 21. Like, things were fairly cheap.
I was 1 year after I graduated. I was 18.
What? I graduated when I was 18. And this came out in 2007. I graduated in 2004.
Graduated when I was 17.
Oh, well, it must be nice.
I was a June birthday.
I was an October birthday.
So you started beginning of the year.
Yeah. So I graduated when I was 18.
Yeah.
No, wait.
You had to have started because
I might have been 19. No, I was 18.
Because you wouldn't have turned 19 until the next October.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was 18. Yeah, and in May. But anywho.
The struggle is real, folks.
It is.
But no, it had to have been still more expensive because they had like 4 different vodkas. Let's say they're $20 each.
Yeah, okay.
That's $80.
But they were getting cheap shit. Like, it was like spiced rum, which you can get a cheap bottle of spiced rum. I think the only name brand thing was like Ghost Slick, which that probably was, it was like a vodka as well. So I'm pretty sure none of that stuff was expensive. And then they had quite a few beers. I think it would have been less than $100.
What about the lemonade? How much should, like, a 6-pack?
It was a 6-pack. Maybe $10.
I don't know.
Maybe.
They had a list of stuff, and I felt like it was going to be way more expensive than the money that he had. And that's where I would panic, because if I don't have enough cash on me and I have to pay for something and I'm, like, freaking out, that's when I have social anxiety and I run away.
I don't think, I mean, it might have been that
30
expensive.
fucking,
Who knows?
wait, 4 or 5. How old am I?
You're 35, babe.
I'm 35, and if I had only cash and I didn't have a card on me and I had to pay for something and I had all this shit there, and I would just leave it and run. I would just, like, go away. I'd be like, no.
Well, he couldn't because he was at the middle of a crime scene then.
Well, I mean, if it was just normal.
He got punched right in the face.
It's so hard.
He flew. I forgot about that. I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Then this is the onslaught of Seth's demise, where he gets hit by a car.
Yeah, twice.
He gets hit by a car twice. The first time wasn't so bad. He just kind of got bumped and then he fell. But then the second time, he destroyed a fucking windshield.
Yeah, those cops ran him over pretty hardcore. Like, I just want to know, like, what that guy did. The one that took
non-violent crime.
No, because like that guy Bill hated him. Like,
oh yeah,
like he started beating his ass in front of everybody. I wonder what he did to like get hated like that. He's like, oh, you're gonna call your fucking friends over here again? It's like I wonder they try to steal shit or maybe they trash a place or
maybe
start to fight with everybody. I just wonder what happened.
But it's a non-violent crime, so he probably got arrested for something.
I don't think that has anything to do with the guy Bill, babe.
I want to say it does. Maybe he danced with his fiance.
Yeah, maybe.
Who had a fucking freak.
He's like, oh, we both have blood on our face.
Why wouldn't anybody tell her to put a tampon in?
Because she's gross.
Okay.
I just like how she dances with him and she comes back. She's like, I fucking hate you. You embarrass me. It's like, chick, you danced on him without a tampon in. You're the embarrassment.
So she's free bleeding. So
she's free bleeding, yes.
So there should be blood everywhere.
Should be, 100%. Maybe she's on a light day.
That didn't look light.
That didn't look light at all. It was juicy.
And I like how a guy touched it.
Imagine he like tastes it like the cop did with the beer. He's like, what is this? Is this cranberry juice?
What? It's on somebody else.
Gross.
Oh my God. And okay, so there were so many opportunities for them to steal alcohol at that party that I think if they just kind of walked around, like grab something and take, like pretend you're partying or drinking out of it, and then just hide it around the house, go outside, hide it around the house.
Well, I mean, he was going to, but then he got interrupted by the bleeding lady, and then after that, everybody saw it. They started talking shit, and the guy was trying to fight him. And then a house fight broke up, and then so it was like.
And then he put the beer in detergent bottles.
Yeah, that was gross. That was super gross.
That was funny.
I would not drink that beer. You'd be sick as a dog.
Well, people eat Tide Pods. Okay, so that was another question. Did they get the Tide Pod challenge from this movie Superbad? Because they're detergent.
I mean, a Tide Pod challenge just happened like a few years ago. So
I know, but kids are stupid. Maybe
they saw Superbad again. It was like a Superbad marathon that was on TV, and they're like, oh, we should do that.
Can you do that?
We should drink soap.
Don't do that. Don't be dumb. There's reasons why we hide things from children.
Babe, that's not right. Remember, you tell them to do it. Natural selection.
Do it.
If they want to be dumb enough and eat detergent and Tide Pods, then fucking let them do it.
So we're going to kind of fast forward. McLovin becomes friends with the cops. Seth and Evan are at the party and everything's going down. It's crazy. Then they go to the bar where they arrest that old guy, and then they're having a couple beers at the bar, and they're just talking about it. And so they're watching the video, and McLovin's like, "Oh, are there any ladies here who want to watch this?" And the officers are like, "Oh, no, you don't want to like find a lady at a bar." And they actually had really good advice.
Yeah, they did.
You don't want to meet a girl at a bar. You want to go to a spin class, farmer's market, or pumpkin patch. See, people, listen to Superbad at least in that aspect, because that is where you're going to get the valid...
Or a bookstore.
Or a bookstore. Some places where people go that aren't just awful.
Or a restaurant. If you go to like a restaurant, not like a... So like, would it still count if you go to a restaurant but you sit at the bar?
No, that's still a bar.
It's still a bar. What if you go to a restaurant and you like think one of the waitresses is hot? Does that count?
Yes.
At a bar, or does that count as like a legit place to find
Does
one?
this restaurant serve alcohol?
Yes. But the waitress is sober.
Are you sober?
Maybe. Haven't gotten that far yet.
Depends.
Depends on the mood.
But yeah, seriously, folks, if you are trying to find somebody to date and you're not into apps or anything, definitely go to places where people are that you can just go and have a good time without finding trashy people.
Or drunk people. Or drugged up people. Unless you like that kind of thing.
But then that's just going to be awful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
The last thing.
Did you write it down?
The last thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're not to that part yet. Just wait.
Oh, we're not? Okay.
You can hold that. You can read it. Sorry, I take notes during movies, and whenever we say something funny, I'll just write it down. So we get to the house party finally. Seth has his beer and booze. Everybody's happy. They finally figure out who Seth is. Evan is trying to get wasted in the bathroom.
By chugging vodka, cheap vodka, and chasing it with beer.
That's awful.
That sounds like a terrible night.
And then, and so in McLovin's dancing with Tiffany, I want to say her name is Tiffany. I think her name is Tiffany.
Oh no, it's not Tiffany. It's something else. Bella or something like that.
Okay. Anyway, the girl who had the whale tail. Excuse me. And so they start having sex-ish. He just got it in. I
Maybe,
felt bad.
because
he said it's in.
She didn't make any like facial expression.
She probably has had sex before, and she's like, "Wow, I thought he's older, and I thought he was going to be way more experienced than this." Kind of mentality. That's where I was coming from.
Well, she said she's never been with an older guy before, so
and
I mean, she's obviously.
And he's
going to
take her to Hawaii. Like, she saw him in school.
Maybe she didn't know that he went to her school. Maybe she thought he was like a
teacher.
Maybe.
That's awful.
Or maybe like a foreign exchange student from Hawaii.
Anyway.
She's just dumb, babe.
But then he would have to be older than her. Anyway. So the cops break in, and they're upset. And what do they say?
My favorite phrase of the whole movie. We should not be what?
Blocking his cock.
That's a G.
I have to see
We should not be blocking his cock. No, we should not be. What does that say, babe?
We should be guiding his cock.
Oh, yeah, we should be guiding his cock, not blocking it.
He just giggled at that for
the
like
best.
10 minutes.
You just like how Seth Rogen was like all pissed off at Seth Rogen's Officer Michaels. Who's the other one? I can't remember. Slater. Oh, Officer Slater. So like Seth Rogen was like super pissed off at Officer Slater. He's like, we should not be doing this. We just cop blocked him. Because they did like hardcore. Like hardcore. He just got it in, we think.
And they obviously knew he was under 21. And they were just trying to
like, we're not dumb, dude. We knew you were 20 or under 21 from the very beginning. Oh,
But
they were cool though. Like
they
those
did
were some
so many
cops.
illegal things with him, though.
So many. They let him hold his gun. They let him shoot it.
They let him drink
They
in the
let
car.
him drink in the car. He's underage. They drink at the bar with him. They took beers to go.
They smoked. They smoked weed. They
did so many. They blew up the car after they ran over someone. Like the list goes on.
It was a lot. Anyway.
But he had the best time. I think they all had a pretty damn good time. Like
making this movie.
freaking Seth almost got beat up, but he made out with 2. What is those, gallons probably or more?
No, that's like 3 gallon, 2.5.
I wonder if he filled them all the way up, because that would be.
I don't know. He was running with those, and I was like, if you're running with that and you're beating fucking Michael Cera.
He wasn't beating him. No, Michael Cera was definitely quicker. I just Seth Rogen.
That's a freak.
That's a freak. He's the fastest kid alive. Oh, jeez.
So, and the ending, we get everybody's happy. Seth gets to be with Jules. Evan gets to be with Becca.
And then we're so sad when they were leaving each other.
Just like,
I'll call you. Yeah, I guess I'll call you. You have my digits. You have my number. It's like, yeah, I got your info. And then, like, the whole way down the escalator, just Jonah Hill just staring at his best friend.
It was growing up. So in friendship, you can keep your friendships or you can grow up from them.
He just nibbled my arm.
He loves you. All right. So what do
you score this movie?
I'll give it a 10.
There you go. I was like, if you give it anything
because this was
less
one of
than
I used
11,
to watch this like every day.
I'm gonna shank you in the eyeball.
But now, like, if I had never seen it before and I had to rate it today, that he just fell on his head. So Arrow just does things really randomly, and he'll fall on his head a lot. Like, not bad, just roll over and do
because
shit.
he's still like, what is it? He's still like a non-coordinated kid right now, so
yeah,
he's not super coordinated yet.
If I had to rate it now and I never saw it before, it'd probably be like a 6 or a 7, just because it's so racist. So many things.
But yet you watch American Dad and Family Guy on a regular basis.
I like those.
Exactly, and you watch Archer. So
you like Archer too.
I like them all.
Anyway, what's your rating?
A fucking 15.
You give everything a 15.
Not everything, just all the good ones.
All right. So we are going to move on to our topic of the night.
Your topic.
That's actually your topic.
No, it's your topic.
Because you don't remember it.
No,
right?
I remember it. You told me earlier, and plus I wrote it down. I'm sorry. I'm drinking brewski, so I keep burping.
And I'm drinking sparkling Kirkland water.
The topic of tonight is, drum roll please,
Arrow, wag your tail.
I know, right? Do you believe in fate? So I'm going to start this one off. I know I was asking you. So, do you believe in fate?
Well, we have to give a little background on this. So we were discussing this about how you have one track in life and that's what you're destined to do. And there's no veering from it or going off course from it. So if you're this rich or this is how rich you're going to be, you really don't have, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't really have any way to improve. And so he kind of gets butthurt because he doesn't like watching Shark Tank.
No, I don't like no, it's Shark Tank or fucking selling Sunset. Fuck those shows.
I mean, you could do that though. So talking into it that way, I want to say yes and no. If you just coast at life and don't try or excel, then definitely you have one track. That's where you're going to be. That's where you're going to go for. But if you really try to improve your life and try to think outside the box and do different things, that's where you can possibly improve your life and get off that track and go on a different track.
Yeah, but it's hard to do something like that when you don't have like the creativity or you don't have the skills to do other things like that.
Well, that's like with that attitude, that is where you're going to fail. So
what attitude?
Like you can't, like I can't attitude. If you say you can't, you're right.
I'm not creative. You even know that.
You're creative. You say fun stuff sometimes.
Sorry, Arrow.
It's like, I don't know what just fucking happened. But like, it's the same. You can have it. You can be on your track and you can stay on your track. But the thing is, you changed your track because you were working at Episdoe for 5 years, but then you went to school for aeroplane stuff.
Aeroplane stuff?
I was trying to think of the acronym.
Got my airframe and power plant license to be an airplane mechanic.
So that you already jumped to a better track, so you could still be at
before that, I was working at Episdoe, and then I got into the oil field. So I went from making $20,000 a year to over $100,000 a year.
But you got like laid off or something.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go back to the oil field just because it's so fucking dangerous. So I went with the better job, which was getting my A&P license. But it's like, I'm talking about...
I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
And so there's another way you can get off track. I'm just going to call it a track. I'm going to relate it to trains. If you like totally spend all your money. So if you go gambling, if you have an addiction of some sort, any sort, that's where you can like get off track and move your train to a negative track. So there's not just one fate. It's what you do with what you're working with. Because you can have a random idea and be like, that would be a really good idea, and go with it, and then that can make millions of dollars, which is like, what is that Sponge Daddy thing? Like, it's a fucking sponge with a smiley face, and they're millionaires now. Yeah,
well, my ideas everybody's already fucking doing. Like, I was trying to think of like ideas to help like people. Actually, we bought them recently. It's like heated gloves. Because like when I was working in the oil field, I would have loved to have fucking heated gloves at the time. Like heated waterproof gloves. And I looked it up just to make sure it wasn't already made, and they're fucking already made. So I was like, well, that's out of the question. And I was like, but then even if I do think of an idea, like how am I supposed to go through with it? Like, how am I supposed to actually, go on Shark Tank so they can take 75% of the fucking profits that I make on it?
Well, no, you have to work with somebody who knows, like, how to do it. Like, work with an engineer or somebody who has the capabilities of building shit like that. It's what you do with it, what you're given. That's how you, like, have the outcome. Remember the Pursuit of Happiness guy? I forgot his real name, but Will Smith was.
Yeah, but see, he was smart as fuck, though.
Yeah, but smart is all relative. It's like what you know. Like, you could be book smart or street smart.
I'm street smart, not book smart.
Well,
and that's what's killing me right now. If I was book smart and street smart, I'll probably be a multi-billionaire by now.
No.
Maybe not.
It's what people do with their lives. Like, I don't know. I just think you're in a negative mind space for that stuff.
I just think that people who are supposed to be rich are going to be rich, and people who are not supposed to be rich are not going to be rich. That's the way I think.
I don't agree at all.
Well, babe, then why aren't we rich then?
Well, because we haven't worked with what we got.
I don't have anything to work with. I'm not good at video games, otherwise I would pursue that.
See, but the funny thing is,
playing them, but I'm not good at them.
I think that's where we need to like monopolize that, because people like watching funny videos of people failing. Let's called Jackass.
I would fail all the time.
Great.
And like basketball, I love playing basketball. Couldn't pursue that because now I got super bad knees, and plus I just wasn't more developed the older I got. So couldn't pursue that route. Football I stopped playing just because I didn't want to get hurt. And
full develop means he wasn't as tall.
No, I not that. I my handles weren't, my basketball handling skills were not where they needed to be by the time I went to college, because I was not going to be a center or a post in college. I was going to be like a guard or a point guard. So, and my dribbling skills were not up to par like they needed to be. So that was a bust. And then let's see what else that I like doing. The only other thing is beer pong, but even that I gotta fucking drink my ass off in order to play it. So,
but you're good at that.
Semi.
Okay. Well,
I can't say his name on the podcast, but if he listens to it, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. His name starts with a D, last name is a Y, starts with a Y, and best friend, I probably got like 10 or 15 of them, but he is definitely, I've known him plus 20 something years, and not to talk down on him because he knows I never will. and he knows that I respect him with the utmost respect. But I went to high school, graduated high school. He didn't. He dropped out. He goes back, gets his GED. Bam, done. He goes to aviation school, and then he gets, even before that, he was working as a dog groomer, making probably $100,000 a year doing that because, he was just really good at it and started getting really good tips from people, and he did it at a job and he did it as a side thing. So he was making a lot of money from that. Then he goes to school and gets a job overseas making $200,000+ a year. So it's like, I did all the right things that I was supposed to, and no offense to him, but he didn't, and he's making double the money that I've ever made in my entire life. Like, compared me from when I was 18 to now, how much money I made, he's probably made 5 times that.
But you should never compare.
Now he's got his own business.
You should never compare yourself to what others are doing.
It's his thought process. He can do things like that I didn't even know he could fucking do. Like,
so maybe we need to get you on Skillshare or something. That's like a online school class. You can take classes that you're interested in and get better at things, because
that would possibly, maybe I can get better at video games.
I don't think that's possible. Okay.
I don't think so. I did try to take a computer programming class when I was in high school, and it was fucking complicated. I could not figure it out.
You need to ease into it. If you take too hard of a class, you're going to get discouraged. And so you just need to focus on doing something that starts off easier and find your passion and go from there. I really do think that there is fate, but if it's what you're given in life, and if you just accept that and just wallow in your self-loathing and guilt and sadness, just pause and look at you. That's what you're doing. That's what's going to happen. You're just going to stay where you're at. If we actually, she really wants my love. She feels my sadness. Oh my God, get over it. But it's your life is not bad. You have a wife, you have a house, you have a lot of animals. I never said my life was bad. Never said that. So it's you're given a lot more than just because you're not wealthy. It's the thing is you have to learn how to be wealthy. I would like to not have to worry about money. And that is majority of what your stress is money. Exactly. I don't want that. I want us to be able to, say our bills are paid and blah, blah, or say we're out of debt. And it's you know what, babe, let's freaking go to Greece next weekend. There's no, we can't
I don't know if we're going to have the money, or, I don't know if we can afford it, or we already got so many trips that we're doing, or, we got to worry about getting the dog sitters, and we got to worry about this, we got to worry about that.
They're expensive,
I don't like that.
people.
I want to be able to be like, babe, I want to go here and next month or 2 weeks, and we don't have to worry about, we have to save up money, and I just want to be able to do it. We have money in the bank already. We can spend, $5,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or however much we're going to spend there, and it won't hurt. We won't have to come back and be like, fuck, now we got to work overtime and overtime and overtime in order to pay that money back. I don't want to live like that.
Well,
ow.
Sorry.
Ow,
if you're hitting a lot of...
Ow, that hurt.
We have a lot of animals activity going on. 2 puppies are playing.
They're playing. My cat Nelly wants to sit on my lap.
But anyway, that's what I think. I think it's what you have to do with. If you just listen to me, we could be on a budget. We wouldn't be so hard up.
I do listen to you.
But
we had a budget in Vegas and we didn't go crazy, so
yeah,
how you like me now?
Anyway,
I do listen. You don't listen to me, just like you're not doing now.
What?
See?
Anyway, so that's the episode. I have nothing else to say on the subject. Do you have anything else to say?
No, because you shot it down, so whatever.
I'm not shooting anything down. I'm just telling you that it is what it is. If you accept that fate, that's a really sad fate.
Babe, there's people out there that it's okay, granted, Michael Jordan, he got kicked out of basketball when he was in high school and he had to develop his skills, and now he's the greatest basketball player who ever lived. Mm-hmm. But there's some people out there, I went to high school with a guy, can't say his name, but he never studied at all. I'm not going to compare myself because I couldn't do that. But he never studied one bit and he made straight A's. He can take pre-calculus, he can take calculus, he can take all like the hard sciences out there, never had to study for any test. He can just pass it. I mean, big old head, super smart guy. I don't know what he's doing now. I still have him on Facebook, but I don't know what he's doing. But it's just there's people out there who just have natural skills. And that's more so, I guess, what I'm talking about. I don't have any natural skills that
Neither do I.
of. Exactly my point.
But I'm trying to do stuff. That doesn't stop me from trying.
I mean, like, I'm glad you did think of doing a podcast, which is a very good thing to think of because that's like
I think we're funny.
Fairly easy and we're funny. So we got that going for us. So, but as far as like skills, I don't have it.
I probably could murder people pretty well.
Then be a trained assassin.
I want to.
There you go. And I'll be a stay-at-home dad.
Fur dad.
Fur dad. Well, yeah, what other dad would I be?
I don't know. I don't know what kids you're going to bring home.
None. I like the animals kids. Those are good enough.
It's just the little things like figuring out shit and doing things on your own. It's like you don't have to be innovative. You can take what's already been made and make it better. It's not like you're trying to start from scratch. And it's like sometimes you don't need to start from scratch. You can have something in front of you and just be like, how can I make this better? Kind of mentality. And so that's where I feel like you would do really well with possible game design, but you don't want to go to school for that. So
I'll go to school for that. I like games.
You like playing games, but it's like
I will go to school for. I went to school to be an aviator. If I don't have to go to school like history, social studies, I don't give two shits about that crap. Like people are like, there's guys at work that give me shit because like, oh, you don't know when the Evolution War or whatever the fuck happened. I'm like, you don't know what Independence Day actually means. I'm like, no. How is that going to actually help me in life knowing that stuff? Like, that's what I get at. They're like, oh, we're going to teach you something. I'm like, okay, well, you can teach me, but I'm going to hear it and go through this year and out the other. And you're going to ask me in a year and I'm not going to fucking remember what it was.
I'm going to punch those guys in the dick. Fuck
like,
them.
That's not going to help me in life. Like, math, okay, yeah, that helps me in life. I need to know math. You know, knowing certain sciences, that helps me in life. I need to know those things. Like, don't mix bleach with pneumonia.
Ammonia.
You can kill yourself. So it's like...
Pneumonia is an illness.
Whatever. Don't do that type of things. But it's like knowing when... Sorry for the people that lost folks. No, I'm pretty sure someone in my family was lost in those wars too. And my heart goes out to them. But me needing to know that is irrelevant. Like, I don't need to know that. Like, it's not going to get me through life. Like, oh, when was this war? 19 blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's all it is. So, yeah. But it's just stuff like that. I mean, anyway.
All right. Well, we'll figure out what you want to do.
We will not.
That was aggressive. So we're listening to Ty, and we learned that Ty thinks he has no skills. So everybody write him good letters so that way you can read it to him.
Or they'll write me and be like, yeah, you're right. You don't.
You fucking suck, bro.
You fucking suck, bro.
So next, that is our episode. We're ending it now because I think this is going to be almost the longest.
Only an hour and 2 minutes.
Oh, I thought.
We've gone longer before.
So next episode, guess what? What, babe? Thanks for your response.
Getting the mouse ready.
You're getting the mouse ready. I'm not done talking.
I didn't say you were.
Do you know what next episode is?
It's We're Not Qualified.
We're not qualified. You know what that means, folks? That means you have to write in and to ask us for advice and or stories or connections. Or
and remember,
love letters.
We're not qualified.
We are not qualified.
So you cannot sue us because we're stating that we're not qualified. I don't have a PhD because if I did, we'd be rich. And wifey doesn't have a PhD.
You don't know
because
that.
if we did, we'll be rich.
I could be just like rocket scientist on the side.
Probably. You probably are because you're really smart. So.
So you know what to do. Go to our website, inforthenightpodcast.com. You can contact us there. You can just write in the contact section, or you can email us at inforthenight69@gmail.com, and you can just put the subject as advice, and then we can read those. Why were you trying to injure me?
I wasn't.
We do have a wonderful merch store as well, so if you want to purchase things,
we need to get ours.
I know we have to. I want to get that.
My USA thing and some joggers.
Joggers would be cute.
Joggers would be cute.
And so we're just like making a list of stuff we want to buy. But other than that, we hoped that we gave you a reason to stay in for night, enjoyed it. And I'm sorry that I'm sick and dying, but I'm here. And I thought it was pretty funny this time around.
She's still standing. You still did a great job, babes.
So did you. You did okay.
Thanks.
All right. Well,
y'all have a sexy night.
Peace out. Yay, we did it.